Welcome back to Authentically Her. My name is Natalie, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not it's a good idea to run in packs of women and why you may want to reconsider. Now, when I first started this channel, I thought it would be a great idea. Women's empowerment. Let's get together. Let's have groups where we can empower each other. And then I had a reality check. And the reality check is that we grow up in a patriarchy where women are male-centered. And then after being male-centered, we are taught through the media that we need to compete against each other. So that carries on into our adult years. Like, you will see women who are in their 50s, 60s trying to compete with a 20-year-old. And it just breeds a lot of hate amongst women because we have a beauty standard that the media has portrayed to us and given us, a standard that the media has given to us, and we're trying to keep that up even into our 60s and 70s. And it's inevitable that the 20-year-old has softer skin, no wrinkles, they are not going through menopause. It's a whole different vibe, right? Remember when you were 20? Yeah, you were that girl. Now somebody else is that girl, and that's beautiful. We need to celebrate that girl. But with all that said, that's not how we grow up. And some of us are not healed. Like, we've been through situations. I can remember being in elementary school. I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. That wasn't a thing for me. And the girls that ran together, they gossiped. And then at some point they turned on each other. It's kind of psychotic to watch this happen. And it's psychotic to watch this into the adult years. The more and more I looked into this, the more and more I realized that, yeah, we don't really need women's group empowerment. I mean, I want to have this channel because I want to bring to you what I know, and I want to have a discussion. And I belong to a subreddit, and I find this works really well when you don't have close proximity, where you don't get a whole bunch of women in the room like you do. Okay, let's go no further. How about let's talk, what's that show? The TV show, the wives, the Atlanta wives, housewives of Atlanta. You know, these women get together and they're supposed to empower each other. And by the end, they're all fighting and they hate each other. They're doing nasty things to each other. I don't watch a lot of these shows. I guess there was, Housewives of somewhere else also. I don't know. The Housewives of Atlanta is what I remember the most. I don't even know the characters. I'm not throwing shade, but it just is. It's just to show you that it is what it is. And so I believe we can have female friends, but they're going to be few and far between, and you have to vet your female friends. And you might go to female empowerment groups. A lot of what I'm seeing is that you're not going to make those close, authentic connections. It's going to be like, yeah, rah, rah, let's have fun at these groups. And if that's what you're signing up for, know that that's what you're signing up for. I just saw another gentleman talking about this on YouTube. Yeah, if that's what you want to sign up for, know that that's what it is. Go for it and be careful. Watch yourself. Because here's the thing. I've seen as I started this channel, I've seen video after video of women who have lured, like friend groups, who've lured their friends to places and unalived them. There was a girl who, I think I made a video about her, Shanquella, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I'll link her video at the end, the video where I talk about her. It was her birthday. Her friends took her on vacation. I think it was to Mexico. And then they cornered her. She thought she was going for a birthday party. And they cornered her, right? In the house. And they unalived her. They beat her to the point of unaliving her. Unsuspectingly. She thought they were going to celebrate. They were friend groups. So ladies, be careful out there. Be careful. Another video I watched, the girl went on vacation with her friends and they were all poolside, right? And the girl could not swim, but she was standing by the pool. And then the whole group of friends, there were 4 or 5 of them, she was getting attention from other males at the pool. and they decided to embarrass her, and not just embarrass her, they decided to throw her in the pool knowing that she could not swim. So it's pretty serious out there. And I can tell you that I've been the unknowing person who was like in a group, and I was like, yes, let's do women's empowerment. Like we all love each other, lovey-dovey, lovey. And yes, we can empower each other. I come here and I share this information. I share these discussions with you because it's good to have, for awareness, it's good to have these discussions. But I've been in situations with female friends or people I thought were my friends, and they're trying to come in, they're trying to take what you have. It's all kind of crazy when the competition starts, and the media does it. It causes us to compete with each other. You have to realize that, you have to start to realize that you were raised this way, that other women are raised this way. So you have to be very careful in vetting the friends and understand the qualities that you're looking for and the qualities that you're looking for in a friend and the qualities that you're looking for that if they have this, that it's an absolute no. Okay? Like for me, it's gossip. If I go into a group of girls, or if I walk into somewhere, I have a friend and the constant conversation is gossip, we are no longer friends. Because if you're gossiping with me about somebody else, then you're most likely going to gossip about me with somebody else. And I'm good. And I'm good with that. Go gossip about me. But you can't gossip with me and then come play in my face. Like, we're not going to have that. And so, being that I'm aware of that, I don't have to say anything to you. I just know in my heart, I'm just going to hold that dear to me, and we're just not going to be friends. And you might wonder why not. And it's not my job to tell you not to gossip, that that's ugly, that if you do it with one person, somebody else is probably doing it to you. That's what you need to understand, that somebody else is, as you're gossiping with someone, that somebody else is probably gossiping about you in your friend group. Because anything to tear another woman down, at least to tear her down enough to, women will support other women as long as the other woman is not, they don't seem to be elevated or having something more than they have. As soon as you have something more than the other woman has, game on. Like, look out. Right? And sometimes we can be oblivious to this. And sometimes it's just something natural. Like, you can't help it. Right? But there's a lot of things that go into this. There's a lot of different things that cause jealousy. Women have been in places where other women have cut their hair. I watched a video where I think somebody put, it was a friend, some girl was doing her friend's hair, and I don't know, she put glue in her hair or something, and then she had to cut her hair off. She ruined her hair. That's jealousy. So understanding how women work is very important as you're going into this next stage of your life, because you need to, as you start to distance yourself, quiet yourself down to find out authentically who you are, who you want to be in this world, you're going to have to take a look around you. And usually at this point in your life, you're going to have maybe 5 people, handful of people that you're really, really close to, because you don't need more than that. Anymore. Relationships are hard to manage, right? Can you imagine, you're trying to manage 5 wives, 5 husbands? It's too much, right? So you already have maybe your primary relationship that you have, and then you have other friends, right? And we'll talk in a different video about what to look for, because that would make this video right here way too long if I start talking about that. But it's really important for us to know. And I think we can bring awareness to what we as women do to each other, how we as women interact with each other, right? What we need is, we need to understand that as women, how we react to each other. That as women, because we grow up looking at ourselves from the male gaze, right? Which we're trying to step out of at this point of our life, because if at this point you want to be looking at how you're looking at yourself, not how another man, how a man is looking at you, or how your best friend or another woman is looking at you. Because it doesn't matter. And I want to tell this story because my mom is like my hero when it comes to this, because my mom is like the powerhouse of not giving a damn, not giving a shit what anybody else thinks about her. And I used to wonder, well, how do you do that? Because I was so self-conscious and raised to care. And I was like, well, how come she doesn't care? Well, now I know why. Now I know how she got to this point. But with that said, like my mom just owns herself. She's not competing with anybody. I've seen my mom like dye her hair red. Like how red? Like Bozo the Clown red. And I was like, you're going out like that? And she's like, yeah, I like it. And it didn't look bad on her, but it was like shocking. It was like gasp. Oh my God. Wow. And here's the thing, like she put on her shoes, put on her dress, and went to church, and she owned that look, even if for a moment, because she's like, hey, I want to try this out. I like it. And that's the thing. Like we have to be bold enough to try out things that we want. And then if you don't like it, you can always dye your hair back. Like it's not really a big deal. And it's not about what other people think. It's about what do I like? Not what does my friend like? Does my friend have like this shirt, this type of shirt, and do I need one like that so that I can compete or look the same? Because you want to be different. That's the whole idea of living this life, is to be different. We don't want to be the same as everyone. But a lot of times when you get into groups, what you will find in groups of women is that the woman, the one who is not sticking with the group think or what the group wants or how the group thinks everybody should look, and you step out of that box, you're the one that's going to get the hate. That girl in that group will get the hate because she's different. And when you're different in a group of women, when you are the different one, you challenge them and it causes them to want to compete or want to remove you from the group. And sometimes you don't know, it's something that is not, it's, sometimes it's not something that you saw coming. And so with that said, it's just something that we need to be knowledgeable about, that we need to be aware of, that, but as women heal, as you heal, you will find that you find other women like you who are healing, who understand how to navigate friendships with another woman. And you will find that if you are friends with a woman, right, once you understand this, that you will no longer have friend groups. Like you will meet your girlfriends one-on-one. Because you put more than three or four girls in a group together, there's some competition that occurs, and it just is what it is. So maybe there's some psychology behind it. It's just what I found, and it just is what it is. So to avoid that, you will find that girls that are healing, girls that understand this dynamic, girls that want to have friends, other women as friends, there's some things that you need to do to vet those friends. Like I said, if you're gossiping, you're not my friend, because I know you're talking about me. I just know you are. I don't care what you say. I know you're talking about me. And if I'm going to allow you to gossip, you probably would think, right, that I'm talking about you. But I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter, because we're not friends, because I'm not gossiping. But anyway, so there's some things you need to know about how women interact with each other so that you can properly vet each other. And like I said, you're going to find that you're just going to do probably one-on-one with each other, and you can support. I have maybe three really good friends, and usually the ones that I've made, like there was like a immediate soul connection with. Like, oh my gosh, like we just clicked. Like, something just clicked and we just got along. And then after that, all my friends have boundaries. All my friends have boundaries. And I love it. I love it that they have boundaries. I love it that I can't just go and show up at my girlfriend's house anytime I want. No, I shouldn't be able to. I love that because that tells me that she has boundaries. And that's not the only boundary, but those are things that you're going to be looking for. And we'll talk more about that, like I said in another video. I have a friend that I don't talk to like maybe once a year, twice a year. Sometimes we go a couple years. And then when we get on the phone together, it's like yesterday. It's like I got on the phone. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants me to say her name. So I won't say her name here. Like, it's like yesterday when I get on the phone and talk to her. And that's pretty amazing because you know what that tells me? That tells me that this is a friend who's authentic, that I could call 2 years from now if I had a problem. And she could call me 2 years from now and be like, hey, Natalie, I need some advice. You know what? Can you help me figure this out? And she knows I would be there. I know she would be there. And I don't have to be all up under her, all up in her business, all up under her and her husband. I don't have to. And that's amazing because that's what you start to understand. See, you got that girlfriend at your house that's all up in your business, all up under your husband. Be careful. Be careful. Why? Why? And it's not even just that. It's just like everything. Somebody that wants to know everything that you're doing, everything about you. And we can know things about each other, but it's just such a different vibe when you have somebody that you connect with. When you have a female friend that you connect with that's not in a group setting where there's no competition. Very, very important. So, yeah. So honestly, I do believe that women shouldn't run in groups. I just think because we have a lot of women out there running around unhealed with a competitive nature, and it causes women to do really mean things. And it can be dangerous, as I mentioned earlier with the examples that I gave, to the point of people being unalived because of this. So be safe out there, ladies. Be safe out there. And I want you to drop me a comment and let me know what your experience has been with female friends. Have you, what kind of, if you've had female friends, you have female friends that you're really close with, that relationship has spanned over a lifetime. You don't have to give me their names, but I want to know drop in the comments so other ladies can see, like, what are the things in those relationships that you have that have made the relationship last? Have you experienced any of the things that I've said? That women have boundaries. And then also, are some of you out there, have you had like terrible female relationships? And what are some of the dynamics in those relationships? And especially in groups of females, like what have you noticed for yourself when you've gotten into groups of females? Drop that down because I think our viewers want to see this, because I think as we're getting into our 40s and 50s and we're starting to settle down, quiet down, and it's starting to feel more lonely because it feels like we're isolating, but you're isolating for a reason. You're isolating to find your authenticity, but you're isolating also to find out who around you is authentic, right? And do you need all these people around you? And usually the answer is no, but we've spent so much time where we don't know how to be alone that it's really hard. It feels strange. It feels out of character. It feels like you're jumping out of your comfort zone. So if you're feeling out of your comfort zone right now, I just want to tell you, it's normal. You should, because if you're out of your comfort zone, then that means that you are doing the things that you need to do to step into your authentic self, and to make sure that as you step into your authentic self, that the people around you are also authentic and true to you. All right. So I want to thank you for joining me. Let's keep weaving this freaking dream together. And remember, around here, we don't shrink anymore for anyone. So I will see you in the next one. Love ya.